This is the first electric unicycle that I'm going to utilize these. Hey, what's up, Duff here. Hey, look, I got the EX20S here, or EX2S, depending on who you ask. And I'm going for a ride, and it's not exactly a typical first ride scenario. Some people might say it's not the best idea either. I would understand why they would say that. I would never claim to not have done some stupid things in my life. Certainly have. Okay, so we are hopping on the EX20S for the first time, and we're going to be riding into Naples if things go well. We'll see. I'll talk about why I'm doing this as we ride. First steps ever. I'm hoping that these upper pads are okay for me as far as where they're at. Typically I want them kind of forward, but you know what? I need to take my first. I need to do an up and down in the driveway before I'm filming. Or carrying a stick at least. Okay, this has the new cool Begode pedals. Oh, wow. Woo. And I can feel the heft. I mean, ideally, you don't want your first ride on a 108-pound suspension wheel to be, you know, long and with traffic and into town. And it's approaching sunset, so yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. Skies look pretty. Just got done with another pretty typical summer thunderstorm, and yeah, the skies always look pretty if it clears before sunset, so today is no different. So this does feel soft. Does feel comfortable. I mean, as far as the seat of the pants feel on my body as I'm hitting bumps here, the suspension is definitely helping to absorb them. Now the big question is, how does everything else feel? Which I should have some time to answer that shortly here. Let's stop. See, one of the reasons that I've never been a huge fan of pads on wheels is because I have difficulty mounting, especially with the Leat shin guards on, because now you have extra width to your calves. And I don't know if I just take an abnormal path to bring my other leg up, but I struggle sometimes mounting cleanly and dismounting cleanly. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just, I just need more acclimation time. Probably, I guess, but generally speaking, that's always been an issue for me when I have pads on. I mean, even on my Sherman that I've had pads on for quite a while, I still have those moments where I go to mount and my leg that was on the ground winds up bouncing off the pad. You know, it's kind of annoying. I am running darkness spot, cruising on the bike lane. It feels okay. We are going to be traversing some wet roads. So you may say, all right, well, Duff, what the f are you doing? Why are you going out on a Thursday night on your first ever ride on the EX20S after a hard storm and going 25 miles at least probably into Naples on a route that you're not even sure which way you're going to frickin' go? I'm not quite sure. And I'll tell you why. And you'll think it's dumb, probably. So I did talk, if you watched my live stream last night, my nearly 3-hour live stream that I did when I unboxed this wheel, that my Tesla Model Y is in the body shop getting fixed. I told the story about the miscommunication. I've had several annoying miscommunications with this body shop. And the bottom line is the repair took longer than what they originally told me. So They said yesterday that it might be done this afternoon, and if not, it'll be done Friday. I called about 4 o'clock, and they said, oh yeah, it'll be done Friday. You know, they're just putting it back together, and then they have to wash it, and it should be done Friday. So I had to run over to Walmart after work to grab a couple cans of dog food, and I get a call, and I recognize the number. It's the body shop, and there's a, hey, Mr. Duffy, good news, your Tesla is done. They're just washing it now, but it's back together and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, because I had already come up with some sort of contingency plan for tomorrow. The plan that I was going with originally tomorrow was I was going to get up early, get all my stuff done around the house as quickly as possible. Then I was going to get on the V11, and I was going to ride down Immokalee Road here to Dunkin' Donuts, the one that's 10 miles away. And I was going to meet up with Michelle, my coworker that's in our department that dropped me off the other day. I was going to meet her up at that Dunkin' Donuts and then throw the V11 in her car, because she lives that direction, and then go to work. And then once I was at work, I could pick up the Tesla during the day. So that was the plan. But now, once I was told that the car was done right around 5 o'clock, and they're open till 5:30, of course my logistical analysis engaged again. And I figured, okay, well, I'm going to go get the car now. I'm going to go over, I'm going to pay for it. And what I could do is drive the Tesla home, leave the Tacoma there, and then I could ride this to go get the Tacoma tonight. It sounded viable. So I got home a little bit before 6, and I was all ready to go. I was hurrying up, getting my shit done, and then it starts to rain. It starts to rain hard. I'm looking at my dark sky app on my iPhone, and it says, oh, it's going to rain hard for an hour. I'm like, oh shit. I really would like to get this out of the way. I don't really like asking people for favors. I don't like asking people to help me, and just the idea of not having to bother Michelle, just being able to just have tomorrow be a normal day, just take the Tesla and everything's good with the world. It was appealing to me. But because it was raining, I'm like, ah, shit, I guess I can't do it. But then about half hour ago, it stopped raining. And I looked at dark sky, and it said, oh yeah, no rain for the next hour. I'm like, shit, I'm going for it. So I'm probably not going to get down there until, I bet, close till 9 p.m., I bet. But that's okay. I can, I can do it. I've never done a long ride like this at night into the city. I've now gone about 3 miles on the EX20S. And, going on a straight line, it feels fine. Going at speed, it feels fine. I have the shock pumped up to about 275 pounds, which was what Marty recommended last night on the stream. I have the tire pressure at about 28 PSI, which is right around where I like to be. More stable at speed when I have lower tire pressure. And we are going for a ride. This body shop is it's in Naples proper. It's in downtown Naples. So I'm not quite sure the route that I'm going to take to get there. I mean, I know where my first few turns are going to be, but I'm not quite sure where the last ones are, because I'm not quite sure what sort of bike lane availability there is. Because I obviously want to stay off roads where there is no appreciable shoulder or bike lane. So we'll see how it goes. Some more pretty vistas. We are now heading due west towards the Gulf. I'm hoping to be able to, average around 30 miles an hour for a good part of this. Although, I do not feel comfortable on the wheel yet. I definitely do not feel comfortable, so I actually will probably wind up going a little bit slower than that, because until you get some miles on the wheel, you don't have the confidence that you would after riding quite a bit. I actually just stopped and let a few PSI out of the tire. I didn't feel comfortable. I felt a little, I don't know. I did not feel comfortable yet. And I can tell you that if these pads cannot get moved up far enough to allow my legs to sit here comfortably, those pads might be coming off too, the top pads. Because right now I don't feel like I have my legs in a natural position. At least for me. You know, it's probably unnatural for most riders, but for me it's not. Like I said before, the ride is definitely smooth. Feels nice and smooth. It's eating up any of the irregularities in the road. Right now I can feel the heft. I can feel it. I haven't even tried to do any sort of anything resembling a sharp turn yet. So, you know, like I said, this is the ass backwards way to do it. You don't go out and do a 25-mile ride for your first ride on a 108-pound wheel. So do what I say, not what I do. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Yeah, the way I'm feeling it, it's a little reminiscent of how I felt when I got on Monji's Monster Pro at first, just to kind of unsure of myself. You know, hopefully it gets better over time, but I definitely do not feel confident yet. And even though it just rained, we got sprinklers running. Awesome. Yeah, I don't think I've even cracked 30 miles an hour yet. And I don't know, maybe I won't. Not until I feel comfortable on it. I think part of it is I'm a little scared of it just because I know how heavy it is. I think that's, boy, lots of water here. We're going to test the water resistance of this wheel a little bit. Whoa. Because there are some very wet areas here on this path. And I just rode through a field of gnats. Thankfully I have my my sunshade down. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do once it gets real dark, because this is shaded, so it would not be ideal to have it down in the dark. But we'll see. We're making this up as we go, guys. I have a tendency to do that with certain things sometimes, and this is one of those times. And probably the Sherman would have been a smarter wheel to take on this, but the appeal of getting my first ride on the EX20S with suspension sort of won out. The Sherman, you know, the Sherman obviously I'm super comfortable on, and I can go fast without any sort of concern. So that probably would have been the smarter one. I was also thinking about the V11, but if I was going to ride faster, you know, I'm not quite sure what the distances we're looking at here. You know, I could have some range issues with the V11 getting there possibly. So that's why we're on the EX20S. Plus, I'm looking to have a very busy Saturday probably, so I'm not sure exactly how much riding time I'm going to have this weekend. Sunday I'm going to be doing some other stuff as well, so I don't know. Get it while you got it, right? Get the time in while you have it. But it's weird, like I feel stiff, like I feel like I don't feel like I can carve comfortably yet. You know, I'm just doing like little baby carves, but yeah, definitely not, don't have a feel for this wheel yet. There's a shot for you. This is the kind of stuff that you get on a near daily basis down here in Florida. One of the many appealing things, that and no snow, of course. Yes, I mean, the 4-lamp thing looks cool. As far as performance goes, it's pretty anemic. You know, the throw is short. I mean, it's bright enough, but it's very narrow. Not very useful at all. I mean, it's good for visibility. Cars will see you. But if you are in very dark conditions, don't expect the headlight to help you out a whole bunch. I guess that's why George put a different headlight on his EX20S, because he probably identified the same thing. This headlight isn't all that functional. Tire sounds cool, not quite as cool as the Sherman. It sounds Sherman-esque. God, I feel so tight. I don't feel loose and relaxed like I normally do in a wheel. I don't like that. Now traveling on Collier Boulevard. We'll be turning onto Vanderbilt Beach Road, and then I'm a little iffy which way we're going next. We'll figure it out. Trucking down Vanderbilt Beach Road. I mean, I feel a little better, you know, incrementally, but this definitely wasn't like a ride of 5 minutes and you're good kind of feeling, at least not for me. But yeah, I gotta do something with these pads. I gotta either be able to move them up a lot or just remove them. And either go padless or, I don't know, some other option, because this inhibits the normal way that my legs operate on an EUC. And when you're pushing around something that's 100 pounds plus, you want to make sure that you feel like you are securely in control, right? Spiked pedals on the EX20S feel good, nice and big. Because I got big feet, so they feel good, secure with the spikes, and yeah, no problem with the pedals. Still on Vanderbilt Beach Drive. I think I'm going to wind up cutting through the Greenway and getting to downtown Naples that way. That is my thought, at least right now. I don't know if I mentioned on this video, I mentioned it multiple times in the live stream, but this is the high torque model of the EX20S. I'm not doing anything that would test the high torque capabilities. Everything is just smooth and steady. So once I get a little more confident with the wheel, I'll test it a little bit harder. But right now, everything is gradual, both acceleration and deceleration. All right, so this scenario really sucks with this headlight. These street lights, they have street lights on the other side of the road. They don't have them on this side. I gotta go slow, man, just so I can try to see what the hell's going on, if there's any debris in the bike lane. So headlight does not get a strong score. This is a little tricky. I'm on Airport Road here. I'm in the turning lane. I don't believe that there's any sort of appreciable shoulder or bike lane, so I'm going to turn and then get on the sidewalk. Probably stay on the sidewalk all the way up to Golden Gate, I would imagine. That's kind of the plan. No bike lane here. So we will be putting the suspension of the EX20S to the test, and let's see if my maneuverability feels any better. And we are definitely testing water resistance, without a doubt. Now I am thinking that the rebound on this is set to slow, because it feels like when I'm hitting the, there's a lot more obstacles on the sidewalk here, a lot more irregularities. It feels like I'm getting a little bouncy here, like it's not recovering in time. There's some water for you. So I'll have to mess with those settings. I kind of left it the way it was out of the box, so there's plenty of time to tweak. There's a sprinkler on this side of me shooting across the sidewalk, just freaking blasting me in the face, man. It's great design there. This feels pretty fun, actually, zipping around on the sidewalk. I was even able to do a quick little emergency swerve there to avoid a toad that decided to hop out on the sidewalk. So, we're going. Did I ever tell you I come up with some dumb ideas sometimes? Yeah, I do. Look at me zipping on the sidewalk. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. I swung in here to hit the signal crossing, and it got away from me. Tipped over on its side. It's okay. We've gone about 20 miles so far, and it says I'm at 81% battery. Temperature of the wheel, 101 degrees. Very cool. Top speed, 28.2 miles an hour. I've had a number of cars slow down, put their windows down, and shoot me on their phones as I was riding here on the sidewalk. Because this probably looks even extra strange at night, I would imagine. It's good to be strange, right? I am glad I'm going to the Greenway, because I gotta pee, man. And they got bathrooms. It's awesome. This is definitely good practice for me. Getting a little bit of a hang of throwing this thing around a little bit. The sidewalk here is pretty twisty at spots. But man, I I love how suspension wheels eat up those transitions from a road to sidewalk, man. On non-suspension wheels, those things rattle my bones. Feels quite good right now, though. Now on Golden Gate Parkway, I have a bike lane right here. I'm hoping it continues once the lanes merge together here off the bridge. I'm not quite sure. I don't normally ride this. I think I do still have a bike lane. Good. Real quickly, the bike lane disappeared. That's odd. All right, well, there's no cars right now, so I'm just going to stay here. Not ideal. But I guess I will cross when I can cross, or I'll get back on the sidewalk, but we're still okay. Nobody behind me. You see anybody back there? I don't. I was hauling ass so much just to try to get off the main road, I actually missed the Greenway turn here. One thing with the trolley handle, I noticed that it doesn't lock out at the top. At least it doesn't appear to lock out, so that's a little weird. It doesn't give you the most assured feeling when you're trolleying it around, but not a big deal, I guess. All right, here's the Greenway. Here we go. And here comes a bathroom break. Okay, it's already approaching 9:30. My original mental plans, I thought I would be there by now, possibly, but I'm not. Can't say I've ever ridden the Greenway at this time of night, have I? I've walked it. I walked this with Monique. Oh, it's not okay. No, I rode with Clay on my one wheel. No, I don't think I've ever had EUC here at night, though. And I'm a little cautious here because the boardwalk is wet. And wet wood could be slippery wood. And we don't want that. Pretty peaceful. It's one of the cooler parts of this ride at night. I literally seem to have this entire place to myself right now. It's an odd feeling. All right, we are getting close now. We are back to US 41. A couple minutes away. Hallelujah. I made it. There's the truck. Damn. I completed my dumb idea. All right, let's make some room for the wheel here. Let me, before I do this, let's just take a peek at Darkness Spot, right? All right, that was almost 30 miles, 29.5 miles according to Darkness Spot. Max speed, I actually got it up to 30.4 it says. So after 30 miles, 72% battery remaining. Wow. That's probably a little better than I would do on my Sherman, actually, so that's encouraging. Let me just take a picture of that. All right, so let's see if we can get this sucker in the truck. I can do it. I can do it. If I can get it on a table, I can get it on a tailgate, right? Oh, man. Wow. That is just crazy. Crazy difficult. Get in there, baby. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? Okay, I'm pretty sure that I am stepping around vomit to get into my truck. I really appreciate that. It's nice to have like a vomit doormat. That's kind of what it was. It's like a vomit doormat right in front of the truck. It's really cool. Thanks, whoever did that. So, hey, I did it. 30-mile ride. Longer than I thought. I thought it was going to be closer to 25. I guess probably the way that I went wasn't the most efficient way, but oh well. It was interesting. It was an interesting experiencing the EX20S in that way. And you can't see me. There we go. You can kind of see me now. Like I said, I was genuinely uncomfortable the first 10 miles. Shaky, felt shaky. And again, I think it's me not being used to the weight, having concerns that I wouldn't be able to control it when I leaned it. I felt certain times that my legs kind of got stiff, which is like the worst thing you want to happen when you're riding an electric unicycle. So, but I got better. You know, the last half of it, I felt pretty comfortable. So, initial ride in the EX20S, never did a 30-mile first ride on anything, so it performed well. Suspension worked like I hoped. It absorbed the bumps. I don't feel too physically wrecked from it, so that's what you're looking for. Look for a lot more EX20S content coming up. If you found this video interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you're going to subscribe, you can hit the notify bell that's over there somewhere. Feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below. What do you think about the EX20S? What do you think about 30 miles and 72 or 73% battery remaining? That's not too darn bad considering it's a high torque wheel, because generally speaking, a lot of people say, oh, high torque wheels, they don't get the same range as high speed. Well, that's pretty darn good for me. That's better than my 3200 watt Sherman would do covering that distance, I can tell you that for sure. So anyways, I've rambled long enough. Hope you guys have a great upcoming weekend. And until next time, Duffman out. 30-mile night ride, first ride, 108-pound wheel. So many firsts for a Thursday evening.